What's up, Dad?
What's up, Dad? What's up? What's up, Dad? What's up?
You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it.
What's up, everybody? It is the What's Up, Dad podcast.
Hello.
I got my trusty co-host back with me here. Not the furry one, the real one.
Both are trusted.
Trusty. But, well, I don't know if Nala's that trusty. She would have ate all my food and all the
She
snacks.
would have, yeah,
So
consumed
I don't know
it.
if I can trust her that much, but nonetheless. So I'm going to disclose something. If you can hear something in the background, I am doing some 3D printing. And, yep, I didn't stop it, and it's going to run right through the episode. So hopefully you don't hear it. And if you do, well, just that's that.
You did stop it, and then you immediately restarted it right before we started the episode.
Well, that's not fair because we were coming up with topics or things to talk about per se, and that's good, isn't it?
It's good, but it's warm, so.
What? They've been in the refrigerator for a while. Well, they've been in the refrigerator for a while. They should have been in the freezer, shouldn't they?
Yeah.
Okay. No, we were talking about stuff, and so I was like, well, I burnt 10 whole minutes, and we could have been moving along. Whatever. Not it's a dad problem, I guess, at the end of the day. So we got some Malibu Dole Pineapple Strawberry. That's the drink of the night. Trying something different. I'm trying to bring on the summer. That's really what I want. I want to bring on the summer. We got a taste test here. Wavy French Onion Soup. We're not drinking bourbon. This is just holding it up so it doesn't fall off. That's a taste test. His initial reaction is that's going to be like dog crap. Taste-wise, I love French onion soup. Like a solid French onion soup is pretty unbelievable. Like Max and Irma's.
I was just about to say Max and Irma's.
Applebee's has a good one, weirdly enough. Who else has a good French? I'm trying to think off the top of my head who else has a good French onion soup.
Max and Irma's is the best French onion soup, but they're not around. I don't think they're around
done.
anymore, yeah.
They're done. Well, we were the home of Max and Irma's. The oldest one was in Ohio.
Yeah.
Did that one close too?
I don't think there's, one around here
like
at all.
The original one?
Yeah, I don't think it's around here at all.
Oh my goodness! I don't know. Did you ever go to Max and Irma's? Were you a Max and Irma's person?
Yeah, I would go frequently. Yeah,
I honestly, I think it was affordable. It was a step up from Applebee's.
Yeah,
in the perspective of service.
Right.
Okay, it was a step up from service, and an equal food manner, and an equal price. That's my view of Max and Irma's. I felt like you had great food, but you had all the service in the world. And this is not to hit on anybody, but I'll be honest with you. Every time I've ever been to Applebee's, it's the worst service. Bob Evans might be a shade below it, right, on the service side of things. And I'm not calling people out, but that's the reality.
Yeah.
I think.
Max and Irma's was so cool because all the stuff on the walls and like hanging and I mean that was like, pretty cool.
It was like the normal version of a Cracker Barrel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Think about it. Like you walk into a Cracker Barrel that was going to get like a real burger and stuff like that, not eating breakfast. You could do breakfast at Cracker Barrel and dinner at Max and Irma's, and you were in the Twilight Zone all day long.
I liked it. Yeah, it was good.
Sheesh.
The one over there we'd frequent in Dublin by the ice cream place. Yeah. Yeah, the right there by Graders. Used to be there.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. And if you guys aren't here, that's your fault that you don't know what we're talking about. But nonetheless.
Yeah, here we go. I got through all that. I figured out what we're talking about tonight.
Okay.
You kind of like led right with it.
Let it.
Which is dad problems. Dad problems. We've talked about men problems, husband problems. We've kind of beat that around a little bit, but I think it's good opportunity tonight to get back to some dad problems. And so that's going to be the topic tonight. I'm glad that you're writing stuff down.
Yeah, I'm writing stuff down. So I'm going through my mental note of what I see in a couple groups that I'm in. Hundreds of thousands of guys and dads in a couple groups. I'm going to go through. I'm going to rattle off some. Some are going to be extremely controversial. Yep. Okay, but I'm going to rattle them off. You can pick and choose the thought process as far as like things that you want to talk about. Okay, dad problem number one. We make $52,000 a year for as a family. My wife wants to stay at home because we have an 8-month-old. Okay, that's a dad problem. Dad problem number one. Dad problem number two. I'm 26 years old. My girlfriend is 24, and we're expecting. How am I supposed to get through this? Right. I really want a sports car, but I'm not really sure how to afford it. Should I get one to fit the kids or just buy whatever I want to buy? right?
Lots
Like,
of financial,
a lot of
financial stuff going on.
I see a lot of financial stuffs in dad groups. That's one thing, and not that I want to just hit on that, but that's like a scenario. Okay, we're gonna go. This is like a completely different one, but something for the ladies to be on here for is, hey, my wife's pregnant. Intimacy has fallen off the face of the earth.
Gotcha. A lot of wife pregnants and a lot of financials.
Just saying, I think there's a lot of stuff that, because here's the deal. I think that is the most common area that we struggle as dads, like the most overwhelming common area. It revolves around the intro to the dad world, and then it revolves around the finances of dad.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is because those are what worldly things we bear. Right? We bear the finances of the family, and we bear like how to be a new dad and manage our new lives, especially as mom wants to, or we want them to be a stay-at-home parent or mom. Sometimes we have a hard time valuing that based on how we've grown up, how our lifestyle was, how we want our lifestyle to be, how life is changing and stuff like that. So I think those are two huge conundrums that we run into. And there's a bunch more, right? A lot of it's always, well, I need to make more money for my family. I want to spend more time. Or should I take this job, making more money? It's 410s, 2 hours away, but I'm going to make a ton more money. And then but I'm not going to ever see my family, right? And I'll be honest with you, the most wisdom I see is I see it twofolded. I see guys that are doing well in life and they say you can't get the time back. And I respect that answer. But on the other side, I kind of say slightly, somehow, some way, you need to work to get yourself ahead, or we need to have some type of grind to figure it out. And that leads to a point of, I've seen some movement recently, and I'm finally starting to realize, like, get up early in the morning, carve out, which I've talked about this before, carve out more time. We have to make more time. We have to fabricate it. You need to take care of your body, take care of yourself, take care of your mind, carve out more time. There's more time in the day than what we realize, because you don't need to operate on 7, 8, 9, 10 hours of sleep. If you want to go to the gym, take an hour to do that. You need to go run some errands, do it late at night once the kids go to bed. You want to do this, like, you don't have to do it all when the kid's up and at them, like, right? Like, so there is more time to be had. And if we stop being selfish and, well, I need to get this done and I want me time because I want to go play video games. I want me time because I want to, I don't know, read books or do 3D printing stuff or whatever, or I need to go work out this afternoon. That's pretty selfish, right? Don't blame it on the fact that your job is, you're having to decide between making more money in your job situation versus the other. That's my easy rant for it. And again, coming from a place where obviously I set my own hours, I do my own stuff and everything, but I'll be honest with you, I've put in a lot of dues, like a whole lot of dues. I've been grinding since I was 19. You know what I mean? So it's not like this came overnight. It wasn't an overnight success. I've been doing this a long time. So back at you, Ryan.
Yeah. I think of it from the perspective of the spouse, the mom, the child, and the dad, and how they view the dad in those situations or the man in those situations. Because, yeah, we talk through like, hey, as a guy, this, and this, but we don't talk a lot about the impact or the point of view of everyone watching you, right? And so like the getting up early and doing the things and working out or doing whatever ahead of time before the kid gets up, before the wife gets up.
Yep.
Think about it the opposite way. Like, you're doing all that, you're taking all that selfish time. Something that I've tried to do lately, for example, like, I like to walk, like in the evenings.
Okay.
I like to just walk. And every time.
Are we messing up your walking time right now?
No. Is it? No.
It's not evening yet?
No. I mean, I already walked.
Oh, okay.
I mean, not in the rain. It rained today. So.
Okay, got it. Sorry, you threw that one out there. I'm like, wait a minute. It's kind of evening right now. Anyway,
I got my walking pad.
You like to walk in you walk inside on the walking pad?
No, not normally. I don't want to, but I will. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. If it's raining, I will. Or if it's early in the morning, whatever. You're sidetracking the whole conversation, okay?
I'm just curious.
Listen.
Sorry, semantics.
Listen.
Listen, Linda.
Yeah, like, I need my sleep. I know you sleep 1 hour a night, but okay, I sleep 6 hours. But so you can do these things and not exclude those people, right?
Sure,
I mean,
absolutely.
there's an opportunity there. It's not one for one or just like, if I do this, then I can't do that. I think a lot of times we think of it that way. We think kind of in the selfish mindset, but actually you could do all these things together. You can invite people to
Absolutely.
walk with you. You can invite people to get up early with you, maybe to work out. Maybe that's not an opportunity, but maybe something else that you can do, as a family early in the morning. What do you have to do that? You got to encourage them to join you, one, but I think that there's a lot of opportunity in those other hours. I'm not saying like kind of we all need some quote unquote alone time every once in a while, right? It's nice to have time to kind of get yourself ready or get up and kind of put some time in, but it's also opportunity, I think, to say, hey, these are the things that I want to do for me. I would love for you to be a part of it. I would love for you to join me, whether that's morning, evening, or you're adding a few extra hours to the clock, whatever. Something Amber and I have been trying to do lately is reestablish our time, like as husband and wife.
Okay.
After like Parker goes to bed.
Oh,
And-
I
and
like when the kids go to bed, you reestablish it. I like that.
Yeah, because I mean, I think that I think that you get into a situation where it's like, all right, everything's going on. It's for us 9:00, getting the kid to bed.
I better get you home.
I know, getting the kid to bed, and then we're just going to bed,
Yeah, I'm with you.
and then that's it. Like the night's a wrap until the next morning, and trying to find some time where, like, we can do something intentional, like getting in the Word or just like drinking a cup of tea, like something that we're doing together, writing, like journaling. Amber does a lot of journaling. I'm not really into that, but she's been really into that. So I kind of journal. Like I have a little thing that I wrote. I literally, can I tell you a story real quick?
Go for it.
I found a journal. I started journaling a year ago.
How many pages did you make?
I'm not gonna say a year ago, like today or this week or something. I found that journal, or Amber was cleaning out a closet and found it. I said, "Wait, how long have we lived in this house?" But I had written like 5 or 6 things,
Solid pages.
5 or 6 solid pages, and I like my first page was like, "Can't wait to do this! Like this is gonna be it! Yeah, here we go!" And 6 days later, I never saw it again, and I found it a year later.
Love it.
But anyhow, I did start. I did write a couple more pages. I said I'm restarting. I'm recommitted, and I got 2 pages in. That was like a week ago. But I
At least you're admitting that, though, right?
yeah, I do think it is interesting because I did read back some of those things that I had said, and
were you like, man, I was an idiot, or wow, okay, I probably should have done that? Did you have what kind of internal thoughts did run through your head when you're reading your stuff?
I kind of wish I would have kept doing it.
That's why you haven't done it in a week.
Like the momentum, like I could feel the momentum when I was reading it. I said, wow, these are good thoughts. Like I understand what I'm saying here. It was a good outlet, I think, for me then.
Okay.
Especially because I think at that point I was in between jobs, or I had lost my job, something like that had happened. So I was looking for something else, and that was something that I was doing. Anyhow, wow, we got way out there, but kind of back to the point is,
Finding that time. I agree. I know what I to encourage to help you get back there, I think, is finding the time and encouraging time of one another to do stuff, not just singling yourself out to prioritize and become selfish, right? In essence, what it is. So do stuff with a wife, do stuff with a kid, do stuff with the family, do stuff as a family, also have your you time. I think you time is super important, but I think
I agree.
Overplayed, right?
Sure.
But I also agree with it too.
Yeah. And I agree with your point. Like in some of it, you're like, all right, kids, wife, whatever, they're not getting up for 2 more hours. I'll use these 2 hours to knock out things that are important to me. Like that is that or that. Like both of them are good opportunities, I would say, to kind of manage those situations.
So let me add something to that, because there's a reason I do what I do. I became very selfish, and I held a grudge for a while towards Beth, like weirdly enough. Getting up and working out. She doesn't like to work out. I mean, it's okay. That's not her cup of tea. her exercise is whatever she wants it to be, and however she does, she didn't, it's just her life. That's just her MO, right? And I'm okay with that, whatever. And I was very frustrating, would hold a grudge to like, I'm going and working out, and why don't you go work out with me, and why don't you do this? And I mean, there was a period where I think I went to the gym for like 2 years straight, every single day, right? And I felt very like I become selfish of that aspect, and like looking at my wife, like I've wanted you to go and you won't go, and all that stuff. And it's okay for them to not want to do stuff, even though you've asked them to. So understand, A, it could take a couple times. B, it might be just a no, right? Like a heck no scenario. I'm not interested in that. But I'm going to throw out like a curveball to this situation. Be interested before you go seeking and requesting. Be interested in their stuff first.
Yeah.
Like, don't, and this is not a give and take scenario. Like, well, I did this for you, you have to do this for me. Because again, it may be something they're not interested in.
Sure.
That's okay. That's completely fine. Beth hates my bourbon collection. I don't need her to drink bourbon.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and I know I jokingly say that. Like, she doesn't even drink at all. You know what I mean? Like, and so it's okay that she doesn't have that interest. But I tell you what, she's always interested, and she will not hesitate to spark a conversation about it. Right? So I appreciate that give and take perspective, and I work to try to be interested in her stuff, and we find things like playing games. I don't read at all. I don't journal. We play games. We still work together because we do spend an exorbitant amount of time together, just being in each other's presence all the time. I think just that the laziness of being in presence is what matters to us too. But that's the thing, right? I think there's multiple facets to that. Don't get slighted over, well, I just offered you this, you didn't want to do it. You don't want to go hiking for me? I love hiking. Yeah. Maybe I hate the outdoors. It's okay. You know what I mean? So it's like, don't be bent out of shape over that.
Yeah.
This is a marriage. This is a long haul. This is the forever haul. This is a more than a relationship. A relationship is not a marriage. This is a bond between two people that are going to work through what they have going on. Go ahead.
You mentioned something that it reminded me of the sermon this week at church when you were mentioning, like, you could be in situations, many people might be, where you're with your spouse or kids or whatever for long periods of time. And it was mentioned at church this week that so many people are in the same room together, but they're not together, right? Like, you're doing something else. You're doing something on your own time or whatever it is. And it strikes me that how many times that I kind of like reflected on that and looked back on that. It's like, yeah, we're together, let's say 2-3 hours in the evening, but what are we doing in those 2 to 3 hours of that evening? And when you think about those things, you're like, oh, yeah, we're in the same area, together. We're in the same room, but are we actually spending time together?
Boom. And
by spending time, that's pretty loose, right? You could say, well, I was here, I was nearby.
Well, as a man, that is enough. Like, in theory, that is enough, because our mind is either shutting down for the day, and we're just like, it's like winding down. And I think men's minds will wind down all the way, and then we're just done. I really think that occurs with men. But it takes a long time, and as we're winding down, we feel like we're still doing it. We're going through the motions. We're making that stuff happen. Women, I think, wind down but stay at like a weird level. We drop into the hibernation mode, and we've just depleted energy, right? And women, I think, never get to that point. And we have to figure out how to meet them somewhere in between the two, because they're not always just going to be depleted. Have you ever seen your wife just like pass out, like just of sheer mental exhaustion? Men don't have this like sheer mental exhaustion thing that they can go through. I've never seen it, right? Like, we have the physical exhaustion, even though that's wearing the mental and the brunt, the physicalness of the world. But watching a woman go through physical exhaustion, like, I've never been like, it's so wild to watch my wife. Like, she'll look like everything's fine, and she'd be like, hey, I'm tired. And then like, it's like 10 steps later, all of a sudden she's like passed out in the bed, and and I could just feel it. Like, it's like, that was it. You know what I mean? And we don't have that. We don't have that ability. But again, that's how relationships work. That's how men and women are different. That's how we have to figure out how to meet with one another. And do I get mad when that happens? No. I'm like, hey, I gained a couple hours. I'm going to make sure she's okay. I'm going to rub her back. And like, I take advantage of that. I'm not mad that she's not spending time with me.
Yeah.
She needs that. I'm going to support her in the rest and the experience that she has, versus being uncivil about it and being like, oh man, I really wanted to play games tonight. I really wanted you to support me, right? You know.
Yeah, I think everything we're saying, all of the above. It's like all of the above, right? Everything can be true, everything can be right, everything can be part. It's about the intentionality and what you're doing with that time and other people. Now, let's not get too stuck on the wives, because also on the kids.
Okay.
Because
it's a dad podcast. So.
It's a dad podcast. Why not? What our routines, I know, are a little bit different with our kids at nighttime. My son is also a little bit older than your oldest, but it doesn't really change the fact that there's not much time at the end of the day, right? You get home. Let's say you get home at like 5, 6 o'clock some nights. You're doing dinner. You hit about 7 o'clock. For us, bedtime is there at 9. So we're already down to basically a 2-hour window. If you just, in that 2-hour window, if you just spent time doing something with your kid, you might have gotten 3 hours out of a 24-hour day with your kid or kids. What, talk to me a little bit, and then I'll kind of get back to mine, but talk to me a little bit about your routine and that, and on either side of the coin, right? Weekends kind of aside, but like, week to week, day to day, like, what does that look like, and how intentional are you with spending that time, and what time is that? Is there any time to do that?
That's tough. You know, I had a conversation yesterday. I went to get a tea at a tea spot. Went to get a tea. It's caffeinated, of course.
You went to a tea
caffeinated,
like where you get undressed and go in a sauna?
Stop it. Not okay. Tea. Like a shake and tea spot. Where they have like,
I've never heard. I don't know.
Well, you don't drink energy drinks, or you're not a big caffeine person. You would, yeah. Anyway,
so this is only for caffeine.
Yeah, but they have like
are these
meal replacement shakes, like meal replacement shakes and stuff like that.
What's the place called?
Hilliard City Nutrition.
Okay, go on.
Anyways, so I went there and you just sidetracked me. Okay,
yeah, you're there.
No. Yeah, so I was talking to the girl that actually owns it was there, and she was doing the stuff that day, and I always talk to her. I mean, they're all friendly people and stuff like that, and I was the only person that walked. I was in there at the time, and so I said to her, or she asked where my son was, and I was like, and she goes, I haven't seen him in a while, and I was like, yeah, he's pre-K, he's got his thing going on, he's 5 days a week. Unfortunately, I don't get to bring him in anymore because I used to take him with me, and he used to be a riot. He'd walk in and all that jazz. And she was like, oh, I miss seeing him. And she hasn't seen my daughters anymore, because again, it's school time. This summer, they'll go with me to get one and whatnot. They'll make a kids one for them and stuff, and they enjoy it. And she asked where they went to school, and I said it. And she goes, oh, I went to a private school as well. And we were talking about like the benefits of private school and the benefits of all that stuff. And I said, one of my favorite things is, while it drives me, crazy every single day, because the kids hate each other and hate riding next to each other in a car. Like, you have one kid, 3 kids sitting next to each other. It's like they're constant. You're in my space. You're in my space. I mean, like, literally elbows are flying. They're swinging fists. They're yelling. They're all the time. It is like a battleground hitting the car. But I thoroughly enjoy that time getting in the car. And I get 30 minutes every morning, 30 minutes every night with them, picking them up and taking them home. That is a dedicated time that I work on. I mean, every once in a while I'll have phone calls that I'll have to take because I'm working, especially on the afternoon one and whatnot. But that's a big thing. Secondly, I'm pretty clear with the kids. Now, our work life is a lot different than yours. You have your job, which is more 9 to 5, we'll call it. I mean, I'm sure you have other things that pop up and whatnot, but that's not normal, as is mine. Today, I stopped working at 5:45. When I got the kids home, they were by themselves-ish from 4:30 till 5:45, and I was still working because I was like behind.
Sure.
trying to get stuff done, stuff that needs my attention. And I've realized that my kids, and it kind of wrap this back up, I want for my kids to be dedicated time. And I know that's the word you just asked me. How do you do that? I want us to be laser focused, right? If I'm doing something with you, daddy's phone's out, not like away. That I'm going to give you the next 10 minutes is your 10 minutes. The next 30 minutes is your 30 minutes, right? Again, I have to spread it amongst 3 kids, so that makes it even more of a puzzle piece. But they would rather see me for that 30 minutes than have me on my phone working, moving, managing all this stuff over a 3-hour period.
Sure.
And so I encourage any and all dads, when you're going through stuff, it's not about the cell phone. It's not about what's happening. It's about the physical dedicated time. I guarantee you can take 10 minutes. Start with 10, then go to 20, then go to 30. And then you're going to find yourself, this is out of the picture even more, and you are laser focused. You're on the floor. You have nothing that is in your way. And that accounts for cooking dinner. That accounts for cleaning the house. That accounts for everything else. We have to set aside that stuff and dedicate the time with the kids. Like, I don't make them clean to play or play to clean, and we don't intermingle those things. You know what I mean? Like, we don't intermingle that. We like if I'm cooking dinner, I'm cooking dinner. I'm trying not to play at the same time. I mean, I have fun, but I'm trying not to be in both, because when I'm in both, dinner takes much longer. They get less of me. And now it's a problem because they're frustrated and we didn't get to do what we wanted to do. You know what I mean? So it's like, if I can knock out what I need to knock out and prioritize what I need to prioritize, we get to pull everything back and then refocus, which is sitting and doing whatever project, whatever craft, whatever they want to do. They get dad, all ears, all eyes, all hands, all feet, all of me.
Can I tell you a mistake I made when it comes to you can do whatever you want to do? And spending time with people. I'm going to tell you, but after we do this review. So,
okay.
Segue.
So before we hop into something new, how is this? Let's go with a solid 0 to 10. What is it?
If it wasn't warm.
Okay, assume it's ice cold.
Okay.
Just assume it's ice cold.
If it's ice cold, I'm giving it pretty high. I mean, 9.5.
6.3.
Really?
It's not what I want it to be. It's bitter.
Which kind do you have?
Same thing. It's bitter.
It's bitter?
I'm a big strawberry pineapple guy. It's bitter to me. I don't know why. I don't get a very good sweet flavor. The coconutty, I'm not getting the flavors.
I think we have two different drinks then.
I think I'm broken. Yeah,
I don't have any bitter taste.
Yeah, I got the strawberries were like on their last leg and they still chopped them up. They weren't the sweet ones. And it's really, and I got the core of the pineapple. You know what I'm saying?
You got the bad piece.
Yeah, I feel like I got the bad stuff here, but I see where they're going. So what I could do is add more rum or strawberries into it, and I think I'd be okay.
No, I don't think you should probably do that. But I mean, I think you mischaracterize. I mean, you see, I could taste the rum, I could taste the pineapple juice, I can taste the strawberry. You can't taste all of that.
I can.
Just
it's
like
very
bitter.
bitter. It's just very bitter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting like rind, core.
Yeah, it's not very sparkling.
Yeah, there's something off.
Okay.
You know what? The sparkling may have something to do with it.
Oh, it expired.
No, it did not. These are fresh off the boat.
Fresh off the boat.
Which
boat did it come from? Because if it came from the Strait of Hormuz, it's who knows how long it was there.
Who knows? Anyways, it'll be good. We're gonna make them ice cold, and we're gonna change the.
Maybe that's the issue. Maybe it's the temperature.
It could be.
Mm-hmm.
Could be a slushy too. Who knows? All right. So today we have Lay's Wavy French Onion Soup. This is made with real potatoes, no artificial flavors, no colors from artificial sources. It looks like a French onion soup on there. It says savor, cheese, and rich, crispy crunch.
How many chips per serving? That's what I always look at.
8 servings per container. 13 chips.
Okay, that's good.
Really decent, right? These should get a solid crunch to them. This is the wavy version, so I expect them to be a little crispier.
I like the color, kind of like almost like a barbecue feel, but
yeah. So we got a flavor to it, or color and crisp.
We got some red, white, and blue. They're pulling out the 250th America
Does not have the color of the actual
Doesn't have the
chip.
color, yeah.
The chip is non-colored in the way you expect
So it's
it to
not
be.
showing us exactly
Not
what
showing
we.
it is definitely misleading.
Yep.
Definitely misleading. So I'm
Oh,
kind of
wow.
bummed about. They're big chips.
They're
They're
massive.
definitely crispy.
Some discoloration there, which
Yep.
which makes me nervous because is there seasoning on parts of it and not on other?
Well, and I'm worried about that. Did all the seasoning fall to the bottom? Is this going to be a miss season? Do I shake the bag now? I don't know. We're
All right, let's go for it. Mm. Did you get a seasoned chip?
Like minimal. I'm going for another one. Gonna put the seasoning on my tongue though.
I'm about to say there's no. I mean,
Give it a shaking. Close the bag up. And
no, I found one. Okay, look at that. Completely different color. Find a really dark one.
Nope. Nope.
Which that's disappointing, by the way. It's already disappointing if you have to find the,
Yeah,
the
you gotta
chip.
find a good one.
That's better. Mm. I'm. All right. So,
Wow.
1 to 10, and it's on French onion soup, and it's made with real potatoes, by the way. I don't know if that saves it or not. This is. I'm going to tell you before I give my review. This is going to be my lowest review
So
product.
it does not taste like French onion soup to you?
No.
Okay.
It's like a salt brick. Like French onion soup has that salt taste, so I get that.
Yeah, because the cheese is not very flavorful. It's real salty cheese, and then the bread, and then like it's just melted. But that's the way French onion soup tastes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, no.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, the salt. I mean,
It's very salty. It's like
Yes.
more sodium and probably this chips than we've had all week.
it's just not. It's just not doing it for me. So I'm gonna do 2.5.
0.7.
Okay.
Yeah, it was low. It was low. It needs some help. I think just because the inconsistency of the flavor is where I'm going. If I had like a couple chips that had a lot of flavor to it, I'm not going to go fishing. Plus, I'll throw this out there. Are you the kind of guy where you, as a kid, and you do it as an adult, you put chips on a sandwich? Like a good turkey sandwich with mayonnaise, chips,
Dorito.
cheese, Doritos.
Mm-hmm.
I love a chip that can go on a sandwich but not destroy the flavor profile
Mm-hmm.
of the sandwich, right? Like this would be like adding onion to a chip, to a sandwich, right?
and
Like
salt.
in theory,
And
and
lots
salt,
of
and
salt,
salt,
yeah.
and salt. But like Doritos give it that cheesy, ranchy flavor. Depending on what you get that like extra layer profile that comes through, and it's
Yeah.
like because you don't choose a crappy chip for your sandwich, right? I'm not going to
No.
waste crappy chips on my sandwich. This wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
I would be like, it tastes like a potato.
The seasoning is just too inconsistent, and I'm
Yeah.
wondering if it's because of the. I don't know the
Well,
way. Yeah, it's just too
Probably
inconsistent.
because it's for FIFA. I'm going to be honest with you. It's
Oh,
probably because
yeah.
they really don't know what they're eating.
Oh, and there's no artificial flavors, no artificial colors, no artificial anything. No wonder
There's
it tastes
nothing. But we
horrible.
also figured that out before. That's not real. So
Yeah, savory, cheesy, and rich. Don't know about
It's-
that.
I'll give it. I'll stick to the number I gave.
Yeah.
The only thing it is savory,
Mm.
in a sense of it's like I could probably only eat a handful of them because it feels like it's like
Yeah.
full.
Would you eat a whole serving, 13 chips or whatever?
I mean, I don't, bro.
Yeah.
I could eat it every bag of chips if as long as it's half good.
But if you have the choice, is this?
No.
Are you choosing this again at the store?
No,
I
I'm
don't
not
think
choosing
so.
it again. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Nope. All right,
So,
guys, that was it. What do you got? Where
All right.
where you at?
mistakes that I made giving my son. So the other day, I think it was last weekend, I said, "Let's do whatever you want to do." I'm thinking football. I'm thinking maybe he wants to play like his Switch game, something. We'll do something together. And he chooses Monopoly. And I sat there for a minute and thought, how do I get out of this?
Flip the table over.
How do I
Cheat
how
your
do
way to
I
the top, my
how
friend.
do I leave this situation? I mean, at that point I was like, I will even play chess potentially to get out of Monopoly. Couldn't do it. I had told him like it was a done deal. And my son, when it's a done, at that point it was over. The game was over. It was a whole thing. So anyhow, I got sucked into Monopoly. It ended up being like we never finished it. By the way, it was about 2.5 hour game. Couldn't finish it. He wanted to be banker. He wanted to be property manager. He wanted to be everything. And I'm getting screwed left and right. Like I keep seeing him like grab an extra 500 and put it in his pile. I'm like, I don't know. Did you pass go? No, I got a chance card. It said something about 500. I was like, I've never seen that, before. He's doing it all. He's picking up my chance cards and reading them as if it's legit. I'm like, let me see that, and it's something I have to pay him $50 when really I should have been receiving $50 from the bank. Anyhow, it was a big mistake.
You allowed him to do that to you?
I just let it go. I just was like, okay, let's see. I think he thinks that he knows what he's doing. I could obviously come back in the game if I wanted to. Anyhow, he got Boardwalk Park Place, started putting hotels. At that point, I said, it's bedtime. But anyhow, sometimes you make mistakes as a parent, and one of them is playing Monopoly. What's your favorite game, by the way, to play with your kids as far as board games go?
I'll answer it. Okay, Catan Jr. is fantastic for kids.
Never played it.
Tons of fun. Catan Jr. is fantastic. There's a couple other ones, but the kids love that right now. Carter loves it at 4, almost 5 years old. Almost 5 years old. He can actually play it really well. Here's what I'll tell you. Here's where you went wrong. This is just from dad to dad. I tell my children I'm going to beat the pulp out of them in every board game until they figure out how to win.
Yeah.
Without cheating. And I let them know dad's going to win every game. Like I'm going, you want to play me, you want to play in the game, I'm going to teach you how you need to play. And I want you to go through that. I know it sounds really crazy, that's super harsh. Let your kids win a little bit and stuff like that. I don't let them cheat. I don't cheat myself, right? But I play them like I'm playing 35-year-old adults sitting around the same table and I'm about to take their house in poker.
So I used to be that way. But my son's almost 10 now, so it's not as fun.
Beating him?
It's not as fun to no, it's not as fun to do that. Like be like, I'm gonna crush you.
Why?
Because he knows how to play the game now. So it's not as fun.
That's good though.
Yeah, but I'm saying before, like that's a little bit more fun when they're a little bit like they're like, I don't know, and I think I'm gonna beat you, and they're completely lost and they have no idea. Once they figure out the game, it's not as enjoyable to just go in and crush them. Because could I crush him in Monopoly? Yes, but it's not as fun. Now,
why I'm asking a question. So it's not, to me, the enjoyment factor is not winning. The enjoyment factor is watching my kid struggle through something that is uncontrollable, because I guarantee when they get into the real world, Monopoly is real. The life of Monopoly is real, and what we deal with every single day. There's a lot of unfair stuff that happens. There's a lot of crap that's out of your control, and I want them to be able to work through that. I want them to work. I was watching a video the other day, and I'll have to send it to you. Dad and his son, I don't know, he's got this massive basement, right? This massive basement, or like extra garage or whatever, like big enough that they're like hitting a wiffle ball in it. I mean, and it looks like a pole barn, right? But it's not that big. It's just like a huge basement. Neither here nor there. This kid is Carter size. Yay tall, right? Like super small. He's going to be like a phenom. Like the dad is just, and he is, pow, I mean, he's like ripping it. Like the kid can hit a ball and he can throw it. Like it's both ways. It's both ways. So the dad started to purposefully, instead of like, how do I put this? Like, giving him easier pitches in a certain sense. Not easier, but throwing easier strikes for him to hit. He's been working on striking him out and how he reacts.
Yeah.
And so I'm like watching this video, and this was like after 2 weeks. He's been like slowly implementing this and not telling his son like how he's doing that. But every time his statement is it went from, I'm so mad, like the kid, I mean, he's like 5 years old, throwing his bat down, he's going to get his glove, he's like super mad. At 5 years old, I'm like, dude, you are a child, an infant playing this game, like that means zero, right? Why are you getting so frustrated? But this kid is a gamer, right? Like, I mean, a gamer. And it's evolved from boom, strikeout, wants to get upset, walks over, sets his bat down, takes a deep breath, picks up his glove, takes a deep breath, walks to where they're pitching. The dad is walking the other way, and he's just watching him. He's not egging him on. And then he gets over there and he gets set. He goes, "That's exactly how you do it, son. That is over with. This is where you're at right now. You have the next job, the next responsibility, the next thing to do.
Yeah.
That is what you have to do." He goes, "You can't control what just happened. What just happened is over with. You tried your hardest. You tried your best. Let go."
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, hit me like a ton of bricks.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And again, I want my kids to understand that. And playing games with them, they have to get that.
Yeah.
Like the amount of breakdowns we have, and I tell them, like, it's what's not fair is it's not fair, right? And one day they're gonna beat me.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, this sucks. Like, you're better at it than me. Like, it's good, but I'm gonna keep playing. Doesn't mean I'm gonna give up and not play with them anymore. I think that's why Lori and Randy don't play games with us anymore, because we beat them all the time. Like, right? Like, Beth and I are gamers, like, in that, and we enjoy winning, not to be mean, but to enjoy the win. You know, it's exciting. It's fun. We're not.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a whole tangent to the scenario.
Yeah, I'm coaching right now for the school flag football for the boys and girls co-ed team, and that's been a whole unique situation. But the best moments on doing that is not necessarily coaching my son, although we have a unique situation right now because we don't have enough kids. But it's when other coaches are coaching him, and I can see that he's getting it, understanding it, not getting frustrated, and then he can replicate that, multiple times. And
that's cool.
And he it was really cool to actually dad moment this weekend because he scored a touchdown.
Oh, that's cool.
On my team. So we have rotating the kids because we don't have enough kids. So each coach kind of gets a new group of kids every week. Okay. So he's not always with me. Like one week he's with another coach, some weeks he's with me, etc. And but he was on my team this week. That's cool. And he got to he called the play and he scored. And it was just a cool situation on against one of their fastest players on the other team. The other player actually slipped as he's trying to grab his flag, and Parker like juked around him and ran into the end zone. So cool moment. But anyhow, yeah. And I don't know. I just think that great opportunity. Dad problems, dad success stories, all of the above.
Yeah, we can go on and on, I think, for days and just how to do that. And I don't think my way is 100% right. I'm sure your way is, you know what I mean? Like I think we all work through and we all go through seasons of life. So what we're trying to teach our kids, I think back to mine where the moral of the story is like make things teachable moments, but not always, it doesn't always have to be teachable. If you want it to be learning, it's a learning moment, right? And learning is not teaching. Learning is we're learning how to play the game and we're going to have fun through the learning and we're trying something new in the game and we're experiencing the game together. You know what I mean? I think there's a difference in that scenario versus the other scenario, which is like, all right, we're going to teach you how to do something and we're going to like, it's like how to do a new math problem or a new, you know what I mean? So it's like, I think trying to figure that out and working through those things definitely matters. But you know, where I'm at with my kids and where we're really working with is like handling defeat is extremely difficult. And in today's world, we are taught to handle defeat with, you know, blame to others instead of accepting reality, like we lost or we lost or whatever it might be, or saying it somebody's situation was better than ours or whatever it might be. And that's not, I mean, does it happen? Yeah, it does. But I look at it this way. When you have a bad pitch in baseball or softball, you still had 3 other pitches or 4 other pitches or 5 other pitches, right? You still had 3 other at-bats or 4 other at-bats or 5 other at-bats. You had ground balls that were hit to you, or you had an opportunity to catch a ball. You had an opportunity to root on your teammates and encourage others and pick up bats and be a great teammate. Like, it's so much beyond a single play in a single situation, right? Yeah. You know, it's funny, we look at highlights and we look at failures and highlights and stuff of the Super Bowl games and playoffs that are going on, but what that doesn't tell you is the team had ample opportunity throughout the remainder of the game to score and succeed, but they failed at all those.
Yeah.
And you only see it only comes down to that one highlight. Imagine watching a Super Bowl game that comes down to a touchdown at the end to take the win with an extra point or going for 2, when in reality they didn't have turnovers, but they punted the ball 5 times that game.
Yeah.
It came down to the last one because it came down to the last one, but you had ample opportunity every other possession.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
And the thing that was blamed was the play before when the ref threw the
exactly.
flag.
That's the
Like,
thing. It was only like, oh man, that's pass interference. They let them play.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And that's why we lost the game.
And that's why we lost the game. No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was we punted the ball 7 times this game, guys.
Mm-hmm.
We got in the end zone twice. We punted it 7 times. We didn't play defense like we could have every single time. We held them. We didn't hold them to field goals. We let them have. They had so many touchdowns, whatever it might be. Or guess what? They actually just freaking kicked butt tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, at some point in time, we have to admit the realization that people are out there to be better, do better, and kick our teeth in.
Yeah.
Right? The competition is real.
Yeah.
It's real.
Yeah. I just wrote this down, and I don't necessarily believe this statistic that I wrote down. I just kind of made it up. But I wrote down when you were talking about that, I just put 99% of life is fair. And what I mean by that is that when you're in equal opportunity positions, like whatever, like you want to use football or whatever, okay, those guys on the field playing that sport or that game, for them, 99% of that experience in that 2-3 hours is going to be fair, right? Like, or
the totality of the game is fair.
Yeah. So 99% of that time is going to be fair, or any situation. It doesn't have to be like sports, but think about your work or your money, your finances, all those kinds of things. When you kind of like play the odds, put certain people together. Yeah. Okay. 99% of your opportunity that you have within this situation is going to be fair.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying that everyone has equal opportunities to do different things. That's not what I'm talking about here. But we like to blame the 1%, or we like to blame the other guy or that situation, or they're doing that because they had this in their life or that in their life, and they don't know that, oh, but by the way, they also had this, and this that you didn't have, and in all those situations. And I think that we just too easy to blame the 1%, blame that 1% of unfairness and make that the focal point of everything else around, So I'm not even sure how we got to this part of the conversation.
I don't know. I don't know if it's
yeah.
99%. I think the viewers are going to look at, and I'm not correcting
don't
you.
Get caught up on the 99%.
But that's what I'm saying. I want to say that. Don't get caught up on the 90. I 100% agree with where you're going with this. I don't think it's 99%. Don't get caught up on the. Understand the theory behind it. Is it when you take a totality of a game, it's fair, right? It's fair. I think everybody has some version of an equal opportunity because some people have more strikes that were strikes, more balls that were balls. Like it all becomes relative at the end of the day. There are only a limited amount of things that are truly unfair, right? Like gambling at the casino. Right. You know what I'm saying? You're leaving it up to a machine that is unfair, that is set and rigged against you to lose.
But even in that situation, everyone there gambling
has a fair opportunity.
Has a 99%.
I agree.
Yeah, it's the same. Like that the confines of those people or whatever you're doing. Like the guy beside you just won $10,000 on a slot. You could have won $10,000 on that slot. And I just think it's like it's the blame game sometimes. Like you kind of try to find the problem, or it's because of this or because of that.
And I'll kind of like chime in to leave. I think that's why teaching the kids, or you're looking at yourself, or being a dad, and I kind of circling back to dedicating time with the kids and stuff like that, we can only control the move and the moves that we have going on that are in front of us at any given time, right? And that is why that's why taking it seriously and managing them to our highest of our ability is the most important thing we can do, instead of just sitting back and like letting it go and stuff like that. Because the more you do the woe is me, I'll just kind of roll with the punches, kind of let this be, the more opportunity for you to not have an opportunity, right? You have 24 hours in a day. If you soak up 18 of those or 17 of them, and then you forget that you still have to eat and you got to get all this stuff done, and then you're running late, and then all of a sudden you're speeding down the road, and then you get a ticket. Now you're late for the thing that you're done. Now you're doing this. Now you're doing. No, it's not woe is me, right? It's what happened way back down the road that then caused you to get all caught up in this situation. There's a lot of pieces to it. So, I don't know. That's what I got. Anything else? Any last thoughts for tonight? Today? Whenever you guys listen to it? It's a podcast?
No. No. I don't have anything else.
I'm not sure we covered a physical topic-ish other than men problem, dad problems, and stuff. I think we talked about a lot of different things tonight, brought up some pretty unique conversations. Hopefully the 3D printer in the background didn't bother you guys too much as it has finished and it's wrapped up. It's item. Hopefully my pausing didn't screw it up. We'll find out in just a minute. If
going to be completely
if
deformed.
we wasted, I'm going to be so mad if I wasted and ruined the podcast episode. Nonetheless, but yeah, I appreciate you guys listening and tuning into this. Like, we're trying our hardest to continue to put out solid content for you guys. We're going to keep in and doing this. Like, we're getting the views, we're getting the listeners. Really where we're realizing is men still suck at wanting to talk about this stuff. So finding people, and we haven't really pushed for it recently either. But finding people to talk on the podcast is extremely difficult, and having people that are committed. We've had a ton of committed people that are now uncommitted or, lost traction with them, and, they were decent or big names.
Sure.
And what's funny, though, is, and I'll circle out and end it on this. I was watching, if you don't watch it, you should watch the Don't Be Sour podcast. Max Tuning does it. Dude's a multi-millionaire after selling sour strips, and I actually tuned in to watch. He had like a big news update thing, and a dude's got money just pouring out of his eyeballs, and I'm happy for him, in the perspective. Dude's crushed it, and he's made so much money in his life, and he's happy, right? Like, he's got all kinds of stuff going for him, which is great. But he talked about his podcast, and they've done so many things, and I don't know if he said in his podcast, in the video that he was talking about his podcast today, he was like, we were so many episodes in, 65 episodes in, or whatever it was, or 100 episodes in, I'm not sure. And he goes, I had already talked with all these crazy cool people. He goes, but our podcast is just me and my couple friends sitting around talking now. He goes, I thought I had talked to everybody, but I realized that the podcast that is doing well is just me and a couple friends sitting around having a conversation and shooting the breeze. They're like forever long too. If you haven't watched it, I've seen their podcast like two hours long.
Wow.
Right. And I mean,
what do they talk about?
Everything. Everything. I don't know. I don't know how you have so much time to talk about so much stuff, but like,
well, if you have that much money, I guess
it doesn't matter. But like, I just find it interesting, and he talks like heavily about that, and it's just interesting thing to look at and have that perspective. There was this drive to just want and need to get all these people on here, and I still want that. I still want dads to talk about dad issues and dad things and dad problems and good dad stuff and yada yada yada, right? But I think, and the feedback I'm getting on this is we're doing a good job too.
Well, there was a dog on 2 episodes.
There was a dog, and the dog killed it.
The dog
crushed it. She crushed it until
had
she
had her liver bites or whatever those were.
Livers.
The beef livers. Yeah.
So
I don't think that I could agree more with that. I do want to say, yes, I think that sometimes in the appetite to try to do something more, do something different, to create something, you really lose sight of what you're actually trying to do. Right?
Yeah.
You have your idea. You have like, hey, this is the mission. This is what we're trying to achieve. And to do that, we need to do this, this, and this. And then sometimes when this, and this doesn't happen, you kind of just revert back to like, hey, what are we ultimately trying to do?
Mm-hmm.
What are we trying to accomplish? And I think that's accurate. That ultimately you could do this by yourself with a dog, right? I mean, really, if you
she's not very talkative.
But I'm saying, if you have the passion to do something and you have the ability to do it, then you can do it and you can create success in that way. Because if it's something that people need to hear, want to be a part of, like they will be, regardless of the guest, regardless of the. You and I spent time. We're like, hey, like here's all these guests, but then there was one guest in particular where we're like, man, we feel like this one's gonna crush it, and it ended up being, I hate to say it, but it ended up being like our worst episode as far as like viewership goes, and we didn't really get anything out of it. Like there was no, there was nothing from that, and I think that that's actually a lesson that you're kind of taught. These kind of God moments that we've spoken about before. It's like, hey, yeah, you're chasing this, but that's not really what I want you to do.
Absolutely.
And
it's having the conversations we had tonight, right? And in full proof perspective, it's that, I think, and I agree with you. And we'll stay true to the course, right? And where we're at. Still want people with real, raw, and relevant conversations, right? To join the What's Up Dad podcast and be on here and have it. So we want that. It's not that we're going away from that. If you know somebody, please tag them and all that stuff. And if you have questions or you want feedback, you want us to talk about things, or you don't want us to talk about stuff, let us know. Like, we want the feedback, we want the information, so we can continue to put out solid content for you. Yeah. So that's all I got. All right. Well, I'm out of this. So cheers. Thanks, everybody. And we'll see you on the flip side. Check it out.
What's up, Dad? Hey, Dad. What's up?